Going out there, like I said, I'm here today just to share my story. I hope that by sharing it with as many people as possible that I can make small positive changes in your guys' lives. So that's what I'm here for. For me, it all started when I was 3 years old. All I wanted to do was play professional baseball. I wanted to be a big leaguer. I wanted to pitch in front of everyone I could. That's all life really was for me. And as I kind of got older, you understand that the chance for you to play in the big leagues is pretty small. You know, as you get into high school, I was a good high school player, but I wasn't great by any means. I didn't have any chance to be drafted or anything like that. But I did have a chance to extend my playing career and come to Cal Poly. So I came to a showcase camp out here, and I was lucky enough to be recruited here. And the best decision I ever made was choosing Cal Poly for my education. I went in my freshman year just trying to make the team, honestly. They used me mostly out of the bullpen my freshman year. And I had a lot of success. I remember my end of the year meeting with my coach. They pulled me into their office, my pitching coach and my head coach, and they sit me down and they go, "Matt, you had a great year, really good job for us, but we think you can get better. If you can lose about 25, 30 pounds, change your mechanics a little bit, we think you have a really good shot of being a starting pitcher for us next year." And I said, yeah, no problem, man, I can do that. I'll do whatever it takes. So they shipped me out to Walla Walla, Washington. I don't know if any of you guys have been there, but it's right on the border of Idaho. And that's where I played summer ball my freshman year. For me, that entire summer, I thought the entire time I understood what hard work was through high school, but I mean, when you're 16, 17 years old, do you really know what hard work is? No, you don't. But I went there and I had the goal in mind. And so I ran stadiums every single day, Walla Walla, Washington, up and down the stadium at our place until I lost the weight. I made the mechanical adjustments that my coaches wanted me to make, and I came back that sophomore year 25 pounds lighter. And all of a sudden, my 86, 87, 88 mile-an-hour fastball, which, if you guys know baseball, it is good, but it's not elite. It's not anything fantastic. Changed to 90, 92, 95 mile-an-hour fastball, and overnight, I became a draft prospect, right? I was just a kid who wanted to play the game for a little bit longer, and that one experience for me, that one summer working hard, all of a sudden I had agents calling me every day. I had scouts talking to me every day. So I went out there my sophomore year in front of my coaches, pitched for the very first time, struck out 9 straight batters in an inter squad, which is pretty unheard of nowadays. And he sits me down in his office again. He goes, "Matt, I don't know if you guys are aware of Cal Poly Baseball, a pretty good program. Our head coach, Larry Lee, a very stern guy, right? He old school baseball, nose to the grind. No, never give him compliments about anything. And he sits me down and he goes, "Matt, you're going to pitch in the big leagues one day." And that was the first time I really believed it. That was the first time anyone ever told me that. I wanted to play baseball and I loved it, but I mean, there's 100 major league players come out of California in the entire time I've been alive, so the chances I was going to be one of them was pretty slim. But when he told me that, I kind of had this new sense of confidence, right? And I've been doing so well in baseball that I also was gaining a little more confidence. But the only problem was that confidence to me wasn't authentic. It was from other people telling me how great I was. And, "Matt, you're great at baseball." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I am great, right? Yeah, thanks, I need that." And all this kind of things. And when he told me that, it just kind of added to it, right? And I went out there my sophomore year and I had another great year. Really good for us. I got the opportunity to play for Team USA over the course of the next summer. A memory that I'll never forget. I got to represent my country on the big stage. It was fantastic for me. But because that confidence wasn't authentic and because it kept building from other people telling me how great I was and the success I was having, it turned into a little bit of hubris, right? I was overconfident. Then all of a sudden, playing in the big leagues wasn't a dream. It was, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it easily, right? 20-year major league career, $100 million, it's going to be easy for me. Just got to do the right steps. I'll be there. Won't take long. And so with that mindset, I went into my junior year. Now, lucky for me, I just happened to be better than the competition at the time. Went out there my junior year. Another fantastic year. Our team went 47-12. We set the record for most wins in a season at Cal Poly. We won the Big West Championship. I was an All-American. I led the nation in strikeouts. I mean, you name it, we did it that year, and it was just all part of this great, fantastic thing we had going on. We ended up getting eliminated, which was unfortunate for us, but didn't matter for me because I knew my career was going to keep going. And my agent, he called me. He goes, "Matt, how much money do you want in the draft? Like, what do you want to sign for?" I said, "Man, you get me $1 million, and I'll be the happiest kid on the planet." $1 million? No problem. I got you. I said, "Okay, whatever." So my family comes down for the draft. We have this whole big draft party out here, and he calls me, pick 45's on the board. He goes, Matt, Phillies are going to take you 47th overall in Major League Draft. They're going to sign for $1.2 million. You ready for that? You want to do that? I said, hell yeah, I want to do that. Are you kidding me? It's all I've ever wanted to do, right? So get the call, name flashes upon the screen, and everyone just jumps up, man. It was awesome. It was honestly something I wouldn't change for the entire world. Got drafted, and I was ready to go. So I go out there, my first professional off season, right? Baseball players, we don't play when it's cold out. We don't like that. So, I turned 21 in October, right? I had all this money burning a hole in my pocket. I turned 21, all my friends are 21. All of a sudden, it was like, I knew I was good enough, right? I had all this overconfidence, and so I was like, working out 6-7 times a week, that doesn't sound very much fun. Like, I want to drink a couple more times a week, right? I want to go do this. Maybe running that extra lap, I don't want to do that. And I really let my work ethic slip. And it's something that took me until after I got hurt to really realize what I did. But it really hurt me in the long run for my career. And I went into spring training my next year, and 2 weeks into spring training, very first spring training, tear the bicep tendon in my left shoulder, instantly, out for 3 months, just like that, right? Because I didn't work hard enough. And so I go back, I rehab, I come back, I start pitching, and I start struggling, right? Back, giving up 4, 5, 6, 7 runs in an inning, multiple times. All of a sudden I started to struggle, right? And then the confidence kind of drops a little bit because it wasn't authentic. I didn't believe in myself really. I believed in my successes, but I didn't believe really if I was good enough. Then all of a sudden those people who were saying, Matt, you're so great, now everyone's saying, oh, that kid's a bust, right? Second round pick for that? That kid can't even get out of the second inning. What's he doing on the mound? And you start to hear all the noise, really starts to get to you. And then you continue to struggle, and it kind of turns in this downward spiral that honestly took me about 2 years to get out of it. From the time I got drafted really till about April of last year, I really started to get it figured out. And it's 2 years that I would give anything in the world to have back, because I enjoyed playing the game so much in those 2 years. I hated every second of it because I wasn't having success. But, like I said, I couldn't quite tell where it's coming from. I honestly thought I'd broken my nose. They sit me up on the table, and I can't catch my breath. I'm in shock, I'm dry heaving, and I kind of calm down a little bit, take a couple deep breaths, and I realize I can breathe through my nose. I don't know if any of you guys have ever broken your nose before, but if you break your nose, you can't breathe through it. And I realized I could breathe through mine. I'm like, oh, this isn't my nose, this is something else. And that's when it kind of clicked, and looked over at my trainer. It's like, Mickey, did that get me in the eye? Am I going to lose my eye? And he's like, no, man, no way, no shot. But I could tell he was lying. And I needed him to lie for me. But I knew that it wasn't true what he was saying. They take me to the first hospital. They do CAT scans and MRIs and all that stuff, and trying to wipe the blood off my face. And it just, I'm asking for morphine. I don't really know where I'm at. And finally a doctor comes in. He goes, Matt, we got some bad news. This is a really, really bad injury. I haven't seen anything like it in my entire life. We're going to need to send you to Baskin-Palmer, which is about 3 hours away down in Miami. It's an eye clinic. We need you to go there. They're going to take care of you out there. I said, okay, let me talk to my mom first. So I get on the phone with my mom, and she's in shock a little bit too, but she's like, all right, I'll be on the first flight out there. My parents are unbelievable people. You guys would all love them if you met them. So take me to Baskin-Palmer. It's like 3 a.m. No one's on call. So they call these 3 surgeons in. I'm sitting in this room, bandage covering my eye, sitting there kind of in and out of what's going on, and they do the little flashing light thing. If you guys have an eye test, they flash the light in one eye, flash it in the other. They flash in my right eye. You see the light? I said, no, I can't see the light. I said, okay. Next one comes in, does the same thing. It does 4 times. Each time, same thing. Can't see the light. Say, hey, we need to go and talk about this. They go outside, come back in. Doctor comes up to me. She says, Matt, this is a serious injury. This is the worst injury I've ever seen. Injuries like this, 99.9% of the time, you will not regain vision in your right eye. And if that is the case, we're going to need to remove that eye and have a prosthetic eye put in, because that's the safest way. And she said, I'm going to give you some time to think about what you want to do. I suggest you call someone, let them know, but we're going to need to make a decision here quickly. So, okay, doctor, whatever you need. So, up to this point, I hadn't really processed everything that happened to me. It'd taken me a while. But I get the phone, I call my mom. She's sitting in the airport in San Jose. And call her. I start explaining to her what happened to me and what the doctor said. get about halfway through the phone conversation, and I just lost it. I started crying, and honestly, I don't know how long I cried for. She was crying with me, and it was probably the lowest point in my entire life. I think everything had finally caught up to me, and I understood what this meant. I was a smart kid. I understood what losing an eye meant to a professional sports career. I understood that my life, the way I knew it before, was probably not going to exist anymore. But it was a decision that I had to make in that moment, and so I told the doctor, hey, go ahead with both surgeries and we'll figure it out. Next couple of days for me were mostly a blur. I don't really remember. I ended up having both surgeries. Had the first one to try and repair the eye, and eventually had the second one to have the eye replaced and a prosthetic one put in. And for me, I remember sitting in this hospital bed after the surgeries, and you couldn't get a word out of me. I was so angry, right? I was so upset. I was so depressed. I thought everything that I had worked for my entire life was lost. I thought the person who I was gone. I thought that the kid that grabbed those bands in the training room, I thought he was dead. I didn't think that there was anything less that I could offer this world. Thoughts of suicide crossed my mind. It wasn't a good spot for me to be in, but that's just how I felt at the time, and I don't regret feeling that way. It's what it was for me. And I was laying down in the bed, and the only time that I felt normal was when my eyes were closed. Because when my eyes were closed, I couldn't tell the difference between them having one or two eyes. It was just black, and that blackness brought a level of comfort to me that was almost unnatural. But when I opened them, all the pain came back, and I realized everything. So I was like that for a while after the surgery, which, you guys can understand is probably a normal reaction, but I had this doctor come in, the same one who performed my first surgery. She comes in, she sits down right next to me, and she can tell I'm not doing well. Sits down, she goes, Matt, you've suffered a life-altering injury, but you have not suffered a life-ending, right? She said, you want to play baseball again? You can go ahead and play baseball again. She said, do you want to be a brain surgeon? You can be a brain surgeon. So you want to fly a plane? You can fly a plane. The only thing that I wouldn't be able to do, she said, was watch 3D movies, which I guess you need two eyes for. I don't really know. Let's be honest, they're overpriced anyway, so come on, it's the same thing. So she said, you can do whatever you want. It's going to be harder. Yeah, no doubt that's going to be harder for you, but you can do it. And from that moment, I was like, okay, I think I can do this, but I knew the first step for me was going to be me to change the way how I thought about the world. And it's no small task thinking that. I no longer could be defined by my successes and failures in baseball. I no longer could be defined by an injury, by my past experiences. I can only be defined by the core content of my character, of who I wanted to be. And it's a tough thing. I think the first step that I had to do was a level of acceptance. I had to accept what happened to me. No matter how angry or upset or depressed my injury was, I couldn't change it. That's what it was. There's no amount of crying, there's no amount of anger, there's no amount of anything that was going to give me my vision back. All right? So once I realized that, I was like, okay, what can I change? Well, I can change how I think about it, right? I can change my mindset moving forward. And so that's kind of what I tried to do. And you start slow, right? I started using baseball. In baseball, when I was having success, I used to think the same approach every pitch. Ball, strikeout versus home run. No matter what had happened the previous pitch, my mindset on the next pitch was going to be exactly the same, because that's how you have success. That produces consistent results. And so every morning I made the decision, I'm going to wake up with a clear mind and a positive attitude. And I don't know how long that's going to last, but that's how I'm going to wake up every morning. And I had a fair share of that. I've got this perspective. I've done all this in my life. I've set myself up for success because of the way I chose to approach my problems. We all struggle, we all fail, we all fall down, we all think there's things we can't overcome in life. That's just nature of being human. But if we can not let those problems and that past define us, but instead use them to help us define who we want to be, then you'll set yourself up for the ultimate success in life. And I think if you can approach each situation independently while using the knowledge you gained from overcoming those previous problems, then there's nothing in this world that you can't do. And I hope you guys all enjoyed that. That was my story. Thank you.
So we got a few minutes to ask Matt a few questions. I do want to say one thing, and that is that Matt had scheduled his last final at I think 1 o'clock today. He was able to negotiate a final at 7 o'clock, so he is yet to take his last final. On Saturday, he graduates from Cal Poly School of Business with a If anybody is brave enough to ask a question, now's your time. Who's got a question for Matt? Down here.
What's it like coaching pitching for Larry?
It's a unique experience. I mean, coaching itself is something I absolutely love, and I hope to get back into it sometime in the future. I think being able to help these kids go through things that I went through on the field and helping them guide their way through it is something that I really cherish. And then, I mean, if you know Larry, he doesn't talk very much, so it's like, hey Larry, can I do this adjustment with this guy? And yeah, it's okay. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go do it. And then he's like, asked me 2 weeks later, so why is that guy changed? I'm like, I asked you, like that's what you wanted me to do. So I love it. Larry Lee is the #1 most influential person in my baseball career, so I love the man to death. So I'd do anything for him.
Other questions?